when I was pretty much younger, I was born with a golden spoon, but as time went by, the gold became rotten.
Wow.
It became so bad or more worse than even a wood. And that was when I lost my father.
Wow.
It was like a story of somebody moving from grace to grass. And I can also say that my experience growing up is part of what made me be who I am today. Because I've practically seen surplus and I've also lived in abject poverty. So I know what it means to be poor, and I also know what it means to be rich.
So if you could command the attention of the whole world and you could advise everybody on something, what would that advice be?
You people show kindness. Be kind. A lot of people are going through difficult times. People are going through so many battles. Your words can heal. Sometimes people think that kindness requires money. Sometimes, hello, good morning, you look good, can be what that person needs that day. One of the things that will determine how far you go in life is your level of communication. He said, it's not even God. That is how good you can communicate. Because if you don't know how to communicate, you will not even know how to pray to God. People will say, I want dark, I want tall, I want handsome. Have you not seen people that are dark, tall, and handsome and they have no sense?
Yeah, but why do you think infidelity is thriving so much in our generation?
What my parents passed to me, I know I may not be able to pass that to my children working as a banker. Now, I'm not saying that people that are bankers are not great parents, but we all know what we want.
Was there a mistake you made while growing up that you regret so much and you would like the young people to avoid it?
What if I told you that the very thing people mocked you for could become the reason the world listens to you? Meet Damilola, Isola, also known as Dami the Realtor. She's not just an award-winning realtor, but a woman whose life is a powerful blend of purpose, leadership, and impact. She's recognized by top real estate companies across Nigeria for her astounding performance. She has built a name that commands respect in the industry. But beyond the awards and achievements lies something even more compelling. She's a devoted wife, a present mother, and a woman deeply rooted in her faith. And yet, she leads with a kind of grace and wisdom that draws people in effortlessly. Through her words, she has inspired a generation, turning everyday experiences into life lessons and personal stories into healing for many young people trying to find their way. She doesn't just talk about success. She lives a life of meaning. In this episode of the Growth Conversation podcast, we go beyond the surface, but into our journey, our mindset, our struggles, and the lessons that shaped her. This is not just a conversation, it is an awakening. This is Damilola Isola.
Hi everyone, if you are watching this, that means you enjoy intelligent and meaningful conversation. And this is the Growth Conversation podcast. Here we have honest conversation about life, about purpose, growth, faith, and about becoming. Today, I am so honored to have a woman who has inspired so many young people out there. So today, I have the honor to host the one and only Damilola Isola to the third episode of the Growth Conversation podcast. It's so lovely to have you here, man.
The pleasure is mine.
And you're looking very lovely.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, so I've been meaning to have this conversation with you, and for a very long time, myself and you, we've had several conversations backstage many times, and I think a whole lot of people need to hear you speak as well. So I'm so honored to really have you here. Before we dive deeper into the conversation, how has the year been so far for you?
It's been great. It's been with so many ups and downs, but we thank God we are still standing.
Yeah. So many people usually start the whole year with so much adrenaline and all of that. So I hope yours is going just as you plan as well.
Yes, we thank God. God is faithful. It is.
All right, so good to have you here once again.
Same here.
So before I dive deeper into the conversation proper, so I came across one of your posts sometimes ago, and there you mentioned that you practically live in two different worlds
Oh, okay.
while growing up.
All right.
So I would like you to walk us through what you mean by that and what does your childhood actually looks like. So we want to meet you.
You okay? Thank you for having me, Ola. My name is Damilola Isola, but my maiden name is Salami. So my father's name is Salami. I'm married to Isola. And just like you rightly said about my post, when I was pretty much younger, I was born with a golden spoon, you know,
Not even silver.
not silver, not silver. I think in ranking, gold is more superior to
Yeah,
silver.
yeah.
That was what I said, with a golden spoon. But as time went by, the gold became rotten.
Wow.
It became so bad, more bad or more worse than even a wood. And that was when I lost my father.
Wow.
It was like a story of somebody from grace, moving from grace
To
to
grass.
grass.
Wow.
You understand? So, somebody living in plenty before and now moving from plenty to barely enough.
Wow.
But thank God today we don't even look like what we've
What
been
we've
through.
been through. Glory to
Right?
Jesus.
And I can also say that my experience growing up is part of what made me be who I am today. Because I've practically seen surplus and I've also lived in abject poverty. So I know what it means to be poor and I also know what it means to be rich.
So you made mention that your story is like someone from grace to grass. So, but how do you navigate that stage in your life?
While we were on the grass, just like I said, I was still pretty much younger. And if there is something that my parents taught us from a very young age was knowing God,
Knowing God.
serving God, contentment, and hard work. Knowing God. No, knowing God is actually different from serving God. You can know God and not serve Him. So knowing God, serving God, contentment, and hard work, those were the 4 pillars that my parents left us with. Unfortunately, they are both late now.
Wow.
May God rest their soul.
Amen.
So knowing God at a very young age, serving God at a very young age builds our strength. Not just myself, even my sibling. Built our strength, built our grit, built our tenacity. So we fought, and thank God we are here.
Wow. I'm glad that you made mention of knowing God. I think that is one thing that is very, very important because I've listened to so many great people out there and I realize that there's an aspect where they always say that God actually has that God factor as a way of impact in their whole life. And I'm really grateful for how far God has blessed you. So you're the kind of person that you've built success in real estate and you're a mother, you are a wife, and you're a woman of faith, which I know. So was there any part of your journey that, people see out there, people see some of the things that God has helped you to achieve, but what was that hardest part of your journey?
I think, thinking about it now, if I want to say the hardest part of my journey was living without my parents. Sincerely, that was the hardest part of my journey growing up. It's actually more difficult than it seems living without your parents. And being the first daughter,
Wow.
I'm the second child, but
First
I
daughter.
am the first daughter. So most of the time, I'm also a mother to my elder brother.
I get that.
Do you understand? So growing up, the hardest part of growing up for me would be living without my
My
parents.
parents. So, but how does that actually impact your life?
It made me grow up very fast.
Really?
You understand? You know, at some age, if you still have your parents, you have people to depend on. So instead of you to make a decision, you have somebody to call. So you want to call your dad, you want to call your mom. But I had to grow up because sometimes even my elder brother would call me. Do you understand? So I wasn't growing up. I was pushed to grow up very fast,
Very
to grow
fast.
up for myself, to grow up for my siblings. I'm talking about before getting married now. That's where we are
Okay.
still are,
Yeah.
right? And I think that should be all for that.
Okay, will you say your childhood was actually like cut short, or you didn't get to enjoy so much of your childhood based on what actually happened?
I think I actually did enjoy my childhood to some extent because, well, enjoyment is relative. Now,
Okay.
what I tag as enjoyment for me was that my parents showed us love. I don't know whether they fought, my mom and my dad, but they never fought in my presence. So that was enjoyment for me. So my parents, even though they didn't live so long, but the little experience that I had with them, they showed us love. They showed themselves love. That transfers to us as children. Now, when they left, the love is still within us. So they didn't just show us God. They didn't just put us in the right track. They also showed us what love
What love
and
is?
kindness mean. And that alone, I'm grateful to God for. Because you know what? Even without me, anywhere I go to now, people see me and jokingly, some people will just say, you show love. Like
Yeah.
they can see my growing up in me.
Yeah, yeah,
Do
yeah.
you
That's
understand?
very
Even
correct.
without me telling them, they can say, oh, okay. Our family, there is love at home.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? And I enjoyed my childhood.
Okay. I can tell from how you relate with almost everybody that I know you with and around. I can tell that you actually came from a very good and loving background, and
Exactly.
almost everybody that I come across you would be like, this is a very loving person, and
Thank
I'm
you.
grateful to God for that. So I know that you transited from banking to
To
real
real estate,
estate.
yeah.
Yeah. So was there a moment where you doubted this part actually for me? I believe, transitioning from one career path to the other sometimes can be difficult. So was there a moment you doubted, hadn't been, I would have just stayed where I am, where you even doubted if this particular path is
Real
actually for me?
estate.
Yeah.
Okay. Honestly, sincerely, I have never doubted for once that this real estate is not for me. Now, before I moved to banking, I told you that maybe because I lost my parents earlier, I grew up very fast. Now, I'm this type of a person that what I would do in 10 years, I have an idea. Now, when I was employed, my first employment into banking was GTB.
Okay.
I wasn't married then. So I was just like, okay, let's just do it. Now, when I moved from GTB to Bank PHB, we were 4 that day that got that employment letter. And I remember I told the remaining 3 that I give myself 10 years to do this work.
10 years.
Now, I figured out that in my life, I love God. Family comes second, then career comes third. Now, even though I was not married then, I knew I was going to be married.
Yeah.
And I was telling them, people they care to listen, that maximum of 10 years I will spend in banking. Because What my parents passed to me, I know I may not be able to pass that to my children working as a banker.
Oh,
Now, I'm not saying that people that are bankers are not great parents, but we all know what we want. And we know how we want to go about it. So I am not saying that people doing 9 to 5 are not great parents. We have people doing 9 to 5 and they are excellent parents. So, but for me, I knew
that wasn't for you.
10 years maximum. 10 years. It can never be more than 10 years. It could be lesser, but it would never be more than 10 years.
How are you so sure that's okay? Like, it's you don't want to spend more than 10 years?
I don't know. But I just, let's just say I had God. I still have God. And I know. And you know there is something about mindset. When you put your mind to it, it will come to pass. That is the way our mind works.
Wow.
So, leaving banking, transitioning from banking to real estate for me, actually, I didn't even know that it was going to be real estate.
Oh, wow.
I should shock you. Should I go there?
Yeah, let's see.
Okay. So I got married in Bank PHB. I can't remember if it was still Bank PHB or Keystone Bank. You know, it's still the same.
Yeah.
So I got married. I had my first daughter. And you know, banking, you would leave home very early.
Yeah.
As little as she was, I would take her to one nanny, like a crèche. They'll feed her. Then from there, they wait till, when she was growing up, then when she resumed school, they wait maybe to 8. They will now take her to school. It was that woman again that will go back to school to go and pick her. And then I would not come again until maybe 8 o'clock at night to come and pick her. And I did that. I knew I couldn't continue like that. I wanted to be a present mom. I couldn't attend anything that they were doing in our school. In fact, they would even call me that, oh, this girl is teaching, I'll take, it's that woman that will take her to hospital.
That's a nanny.
You understand? The same nanny. So in 2016, I took that bold step. I was telling people that were working close to me, I was on legal search that time, telling them that by the time I go on maternity leave, I may not return. And fortunately, the other guy was also processing admission abroad. So he didn't want me to go because that means that the two of us would leave the seat.
Almost at the same time.
We were just two. And jokingly, sometimes he would say, okay, look at this thing. In case you return back, in case you just return back, I'll say, okay. In case they did not grant you visa, I kept on saying it. I kept on telling him that I would not come back to this office after my maternity leave, even though I didn't see the actual plan. I didn't see.
You don't even know where you're going after then.
I'm telling you. And when I had my daughter, I was still trying to figure out my life. Do you know what I did? I asked my husband. Normally we pay the nanny taking care of my first daughter. Yeah. And I said, okay, if we take this other girl to the nanny, that means we'll be paying for two people.
Yeah.
Now, let's calculate the money we pay them. And my own transport fare to the office. Will you be paying me? Can you pay me for 3 months? That nanny work. And that was it.
Wow.
Well, he didn't pay me any. But I figured out things. I knew I wasn't going back. So that 3 months I had my daughter in May. Normally I was to resume in August. May, June, July. It was supposed to be August, maybe early August. So that time gave me the time that I needed to really, really think and figure out things. Now, how did real estate come about? I have this woman that has been my friend. She sells clothes. And what I do is that she comes to my office give me clothes to help her sell to my colleague. I just help her take it without adding anything. I just collect the clothes. And that time it was the era of BlackBerry. And she would always post, she would always do this broadcast that you want to sell real estate, you want to do something, you want to. And one day I was like, okay, this thing that this woman is even doing, let me even ask her about it. Now, I don't believe there is anything I cannot do. That's the way I am wired. So I sent her a message that, can I do this thing? She said, why not? Dami, you are very vibrant. You can do it. I said, okay. Can you train me? She said, yes, she would train me. So within me, I was like, okay. If I do this thing and I make it, it is for my own good, right?
Yes.
Now, if I do it and I do not make it, I've not lost anything.
Yeah.
Right? And that was how real estate came about.
Wow.
And she would send me briefs. I would go through it. I read a lot of books about real estate. I asked questions. And that time, there were no many people in real estate were not really many. For me to have made that sale within 3 months.
That 3 months.
No, it wasn't easy. But because I knew I had to prosper in this thing, it was a yes, either a yes or a yes.
Was there something specific you do that you think out of, because not even people that has been selling, that has been in the real estate business, I mean, sometimes it takes them, some people a while to actually.
Some people 2 years.
Yeah. So what specific thing that you do out of the norms that makes that to come so fast?
I was super consistent. At a point, I became more consistent than my mentor.
Really?
There was a day that she called me and she said, with the way you are going, Dami, I'm scared. Now, what did I do specifically? I created a broadcast list for people or my contacts. I didn't have only people that had money. I added people that I know that even if you don't have money to buy land, you may likely know somebody that wants to buy.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So I didn't think that, oh, this person is Ola now. Oh, can Ola buy Koila? No. I added Ola, I added BC, I added everybody. And I would send 3 broadcasts in a day.
3.
I'm telling you, I was a nuisance at some point.
You just want to make sales.
I just wanted a breakthrough to show that this thing, there is a backing of God on it, that I must resign. See, the way you will run in life is dependent on what is chasing you. If a goat is chasing you, you can just catwalk and go.
Yeah.
But in my own case, it was a lion
that was after you.
That was after my life. I needed to put in the work. I needed to run. So what would normally take ordinary person 1 year, with the grace of God, it took me less than 2.5 months.
Wow.
And that was it. And now, how did my first sale come about? Because a lot of people always ask. That day, I sent my usual broadcast again. And immediately, normally, people would always respond, Dami, remove me from this thing. A lot of people said it, but I was not discouraged. I had to remove some people. At a point, my then pastor said, Dami, anytime I close my eyes, I see you.
It's like you're chasing.
Like, what is going on?
Wow.
And that day, immediately I sent that broadcast, a call came in, my brother's friend. So I was like, oh God, this person wants to call me to remove his name too. And he said, oh wow, Sister Dami, I just got your broadcast message now. And fortunately for you, one of my friends just came back from Cairo. And he was just telling me about buying a property in Lagos. That was when your broadcast message came in. And I said, okay, is it possible that we check this one that you just sent? I said, it's possible.
Wow.
The following day, I took my daughter. That was July. Don't forget I had her in May.
In May, yes.
So she was still tiny. I took her like that. And we went to Mowe.
Wow.
And the person first bought 2 plots, then later bought another plot, making 3 plots.
Wow.
And that was how my real estate journey started.
Wow. I'm really glad you shared this openly. This is actually a master class. This is a master class you can charge a lot of money for. I'm glad that you shared this.
Yeah.
One thing I actually learned from what you've shared is that consistency.
Yeah.
Consistency. If you need to get anywhere in this life, consistency is very, very, very
Important.
good. Thank you for sharing that openly. So I would like to ask, I made mention earlier that I know you to be a woman of faith. You are somebody that loves God so much. So has there ever been a time in your life your faith was tested?
I think severally. I would be a joker if I tell you that everything has been good, 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 and good. And the first time my faith was really tested was when my mother was very sick. Now, I lost my dad in 1999, 2000, December 30th, 1999.
Okay.
And, I don't know, maybe Yoruba movie has made me believe. In movies, you watch that, okay, it's only one parent that people will lose now. Either you lose mother or you lose father.
Yes.
And when my mom became very sick, I prayed. Oh, I prayed. I fasted. Because I was like, is there anything too hard for you, God, to do? So if there was a time in my life that I think that my faith was really, really tested, was when my mother was sick and she eventually died.
Wow.
You understand? But guess what? It's made me grow in God. He gives, He takes. He is God. Whether He decides to answer or he decides not so, He has a reason for everything. And God's thoughts for us is of good and not of evil. So ever since that time, even though, it took me time to heal, it took me several times to heal, but I came out stronger. And ever since that time, I'll tell God, whether you do it, you don't do it, you are my God forever. So I'm not serving you because of what you will do or because of what you have done. I'm serving you even for what you will not do.
Because He is even God.
He is God.
Okay, so still talking about that. So if you could share one testimony of what God has done for you, if you had every day to share testimony of what God has done for you, what would that testimony be?
So many testimonies. So many testimonies.
One particular one that you will always share every time.
Is it provision? Me going to school, it's even a testimony. I'm telling you, my higher institution, I'm telling you, is through divine provision. God placing me in the right place at the right time with the right set of people. I know that may sound vague, but I'm telling you, for me, it's a testimony. Good health, sound mind is a testimony. I don't place premium on physical things. And that's why you may not see me answer it. Oh, when I got a car, or when we got a house, or when...
I know that for you.
Do you understand? But for provision, for life, for good people, it's enough testimony for me.
Wow. I'm grateful to God for your life.
Thank you.
So, I want us to talk about relationship and marriage.
Okay.
So, why do you think infidelity is thriving so much in our generation?
Actually, it is becoming more popular in our generation. It has always
It has
been
always
there.
been here.
But why is it more popular in fact, it is now a norm in our generation.
Yeah.
You know, maybe before people used to hide it.
Ideas. Now
But
it's
it's
a
a
big
thing
deal
of
now.
pride, it's a thing of joy. They even boast, they write everywhere. People now, I don't understand. Now, why is it now
Thriving.
thriving in our generation? People place premium on minor things. People major on minor things and minor on major things.
That's misplacing the priority.
Exactly. Now, why do we have different sins? Why do we have people committing adultery? Why do we have people leaving their homes? I'm talking in the confines of
Marriage,
marriage.
yeah.
Maybe being a marriage counselor too, I've seen a lot. So many questions that you are supposed to ask, even being friends. Okay, let me cite an example. I was having a conversation with one of my guys in church on Sunday, and we're talking about his friends, this particular friend. And somebody said, I think this person is on drugs. And he was like, oh, I don't know. And I was like, but you call this person
Your
your
friend.
friend.
How come you didn't know?
How come? Now, this is the kind of way that we move from relationship to marriage, even when we are still clueless about the other party. So, you are very superficial about what you want. You leave the exact thing that you want. So, eventually, when you get what you are looking for, you now say, okay, I've been looking at the content. I didn't even focus on I've been looking at the container. I didn't even focus on the content. So now you go out and sample other people. Do they have this content? Do they have this content? So why is adultery? Why is fornication? Why is everything rampant or thriving in our society these days? Is because we leave the actual thing that matter and we focus on irrelevant things. You leave things that matter to you, things that are valuable to you, things that you want in a spouse, things that you, even in relationships, things that you want in your friends. You leave it, you leave that attribute, then you focus on minor things.
Wow. Thank you for sharing that. That's so profound. So, still talking about that, what do you think it actually takes to be a great partner?
Partner, a friend, or a spouse.
Like spouse, yeah.
Okay. Being a great spouse, you have to be somebody who is ready to serve. You forgive even before they offend. Now, sometimes people come together and they are coming with their own baggages. You are coming with your own problem. I'm coming with my own problem. And with irrelevant things that we fed ourselves on the internet. We don't have the real ideology of what marriage should look like. Now, I tell people, if two people are coming together, it has to be two people who are willing to outserve each other. You will serve me, I will serve you.
So you mean it's about give, like do for me, I do for you.
In fact, it is not me expecting that you do for me. It is me wanting to do for you always. Now, when two people have that same mindset, I want to do for you, not that I'm waiting for you to do for me before I do for you.
So does that mean you shouldn't have the mindset that I want you to do for me?
No. The right mindset if you want to have a good home, is that I will outserve you. I will outdo for you.
But in a situation whereby I'm not getting same energy, I don't know if you understand. Take for instance, I am putting all myself just to
Okay.
make sure that I do what is necessary for you. So if
Yeah.
I'm not receiving, maybe it's not being reciprocated.
Yeah.
So what can one do in that situation?
You know, when the Bible says, when the foundation is bad, what can the righteous do? The foundation is you getting to know that this person has the right value that I want. Do you understand? That is the basic. When you miss it from that foundation, there is nothing that you build on it that will stand. Getting it from the foundation that this person, looking beyond the physical. So many people will say, I want dark, I want tall, I want handsome. Have you not seen people that are dark, tall, and handsome and they have no sense?
Yeah, many.
You've seen many.
Yeah.
Aha! So when you get the right value in that person, you see that, oh, this person is very calm. Kindness is very important to me. So the first thing I look out for in a spouse, because I know that kindness is important to me,
yeah.
is this person kind? Is this person not just kind to me? Is this person kind to another
So other
person?
people also.
Do you understand? It is very important to me. Now, if you are a giver, I love to give. Gifting is one of my love language. And I say, does this person just like to receive? You know, it will not work.
Yeah.
Right? So knowing what matters to you and looking out for it in a partner is the first step. By the time you get married and you are now saying that the love that I'm giving is not being reciprocal, you have already lost the foundation.
The basis has been.
Exactly. So for now, I believe that we are talking to people that are still on that journey. State out what things that are very important to you and look for it, and make sure as you state them out, you also have it in you.
Wow. Thank you very much for sharing that. Yeah, so I still want to ask a question as regards that. You talk about you must understand what your own value, what core value that you want in a person. So take for instance, you now find yourself in a relationship where you realize that this person does not. I believe you can't be sufficient in all.
Yeah.
So for instance,
nobody is 100%.
Yeah, you realize that
perfect.
This person is good in some particular area, but this particular area is not. This person doesn't have so much strength in it, and I believe that you can't change people.
Yeah.
They have to change themselves. So, situation whereby you realize that this person does not have this thing, what do you do in that situation?
My answer is, how important is that thing to you? The thing that the person lack, how important is it to you? Now, I can't marry somebody that is violent. I cannot marry somebody that is aggressive. No matter if you are 100% good or maybe 90% good, and being aggressive is your negative, it can't work for me.
Like a weakness for the person.
Exactly. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if I'm looking at being blunt, you know my husband. My husband is
a very blunt person.
Very blunt. Now, I'm not that blunt. It's also a weakness in my part because sometimes people think because you're not blunt, you don't understand what is going on, and sometimes they take you for granted. Do you know? But my husband is very blunt. He puts you in your place immediately, so there is nobody passing that boundary. So sometimes I look at it and say, thank God that this man has this strength where I lack. And on his side, when he's looking at me, take decision. Tell this person how you feel immediately. You can see the differences between the two of us.
The compliments.
Now, exactly. So my weakness, it brings me up from my own weakness. And sometimes when his bluntness is now high, my own subtle way of life will still tone it down a bit. So we complement each other. Not that the two of us are. I, I'm saying it again. I can't marry somebody that is arrogant. I can't marry somebody that is aggressive because I didn't grow up with that.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? So make sure you know that the negative of that person is not something that is of importance to you. It is something that you can live with. Right? Yeah.
Wow. Thank you very much for that. So, still talking about relationship. Do you think love is enough to build a home?
Love is not enough.
It's not enough.
Yeah.
So, what else does it entails?
Building a home requires God. Now, I know you may say that, okay, that people who do not know God and they are still happy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But what is their percentage? Now, knowing God does not mean that because you go to church, you know God. Because we've seen clergymen rather, that claim that they know God and still do not have a happy home. The most important aspect of a good home or a good marriage is God. The next one is communication.
Yeah,
We have people who love each other, but they do not know how to communicate. So, for me, love is good, but being friends is better because there are some days that you may be so weak that love is the last thing in your life. Love is the last thing in your mind. But you are with your G, you are with your friend, you rock it together, and God is also still on the boat. But communication is important.
Can you please expatiate on that aspect of communication? Because I feel a lot of people just feel communication is just talking to each other. I mean, understanding what I want and all of that. What is communication exactly? How does
Now,
it help relationship?
communication for me, even communication is the act of sending message, receiving,
Receiving and
sending
giving.
information, and ensuring that you understand it. If you want to define communication, it's not just sending information. You have to ensure that the information that I sent to you, you
well
understand
received.
it. So, communication sometimes they leave it as sending information, not ensuring that the person that you are sending this information to understands what you are saying, which is where there is problem. Now, talk in a way that the other person understands. I've seen scenarios why the wife is saying something else, the husband is hearing another thing, which is even the most common, one of the most major problems that we have in marriage is lack of communication. When you can cross that door, believe me, everything will fall in place. And I tell people, the most communication, the most difficult communication to have is when you're having issues. So, remember I said marriage is the coming together of two people who are willing to outserve each other. So I'm willing to outserve you. When you communicate to me, I am willing to listen. When I communicate to you, I'm willing to listen. I'm not communicating to attack. I'm communicating to be heard.
To be heard.
And I'm communicating for you to understand what I'm saying. When you have the right mindset, everything will be fine.
Wow. Thank you for sharing that. So, if you have watched to this very extent, that means you're actually getting a whole lot of value from this episode. And I want you to do something for me real quick. So, I want you to please go ahead and subscribe to this channel. I'm going to give you 5 seconds to do that. Like this channel, comment, share your thoughts, what you've actually gained from this episode, and share this video. So, thank you very much for doing that. So, I want us to I want you to talk to the young people out there. You know, you've been somebody who has actually bring the best out of me. I've known you for years now, and you've been bring the best out of me. So many times you've called me out publicly that you want me to do better, to do better at things. So why do you think young people out there struggle to identify and use their talent so well?
I think people are actually using their talents. Young people are actually using their talents.
Okay, but a lot of people actually find they
Difficult.
struggle to identify and even use it.
Okay, no. A lot of people struggle to identify their talents or to find their purpose. Should we put it that way? And I also want to think that this new generation, they're actually doing well. But these days, I see people building competence and living character. People focus on capacity building and they ignore character. It cannot work. There are some soft skills that they may not teach in school that you yourself will sit down and train yourself in it. And if you think that people are finding it difficult to find their purpose or to find their talent, it could be the reason. It may not be because they do not have that capacity.
Yeah.
It may not be because they don't even know it, but they do not know how to go about it or how to go about it well. So what I would tell people, because I see so many audacious young men and women, but I also see so many rudely audacious that their character needs to be checked, and they need to, if we can balance, and soft skills, by soft skills I mean being humble, being kind, gifting, acknowledging people. You know that you can sit down beside somebody that would help you, but because you are rude, because you just lack simple courtesy. Oh, good morning, sir. Oh, good morning, ma. You miss the opportunity. And it could be that person holds the key of the door that you have been knocking on. So, to be sincere, I see a generation of audacious people that are very smart, but slightly arrogant. If we can remove that, I'm telling you, the sky is just the starting point.
Wow. Okay, so you're trying to say, as much as we are building competence
and capacity,
we need to also build character as well. So we shouldn't just focus about the skill alone.
Exactly.
Character is very, very wise.
Important.
So if I may ask, was there a mistake you made while growing up that you regret so much and you would like the young people to avoid it?
I think honestly, to be sincere, and God is my witness, I think I've always been a good girl. I'm telling you, I don't know. I think I've always been a good girl because I didn't have that luxury of making mistakes. Okay. You understand? I didn't have that luxury. I didn't have it. So I had to have sense very early in life. So I don't know. Maybe in the course of this, maybe I will still remember.
Okay.
But sincerely speaking, I've always loved God. Funny enough, there was a day I was jokingly telling one of my friends I've never been to a club before.
Wow.
And the person could not believe me.
Wow.
I'm telling you. And I was like, I had no reason to. Even though my parents were late, it was as if they were still with me. Like, I had no reason to. There was nothing they were doing there. I don't know. So, honestly, I think I've always been a good babe. Yes.
Wow, that's very good to know. Let's talk about real estate.
Okay.
So, a lot of people out there think real estate is just for the rich people.
Okay.
So, do you think it's a myth or that's just how it is?
Well, being rich is relative.
Okay.
Right? I don't know. I won't say it's a misconception, no, because let's call it speed is speed.
Okay.
Now, it depends on what you call rich.
Okay.
Real estate can be acquired by different people. You don't have to be super rich. That's what I would say.
Okay.
Don't have to be super rich. There are so many things, there are so many schemes, there are so many offers that we have that you can also connect to. But what I tell people is this: as a young adult growing up, real estate is not the first thing to do. Now, you can't have 1 million, or even if you have 5 million naira now and you tell me that you want to buy a land, I'll tell you, do you have a business that is bringing in money for you? Do you understand? So I'm not a realtor that is
Just to make
only
sales.
after making sales. No. I tell you the way it is. If you have 5 million, no, do a business. Business that will be generating money for you. So it is that profit that you make on your business that you put together and invest in real estate. Because the way it is I see a lot of people say, start, buy 2 million. In the next 2 years, you can make 20 million. Real estate does not work that way. It takes time to build. And I'm being realistic. It takes time to build. So if you don't have something that is bringing you money, or except you just have one sum that you don't want to use, I don't want to spend it, I don't want to use it, I just want to tie it down. In the next 5 years, you can bring me something. Okay, fine, that's good. But for a young adult, you still have 5 million naira, do a business with it.
So you mean to say, as a young person who has heard so many things about real estate, maybe not true, that has said that real estate is the new oil money now, that
Okay.
just buy. So you think, even if you have 5 million, don't even think of real estate.
Real estate is good, right? I'm saying that if your capacity is just like your morning, afternoon, and night, your total being is 5 million naira that you have saved. I will not collect the 5 million naira from you to buy land, because that 5 million naira is going to still be tied down for at least minimum of 5 years. Now, can you survive without that money for 5 years? If your answer is no, then do a business. Do a business. Put a structure to it. Then when you start making money, you buy real estate.
Wow. So what will you say to a lot of real estate out there, that maybe some agents out there that just promotes, come and buy, come and buy, come and buy? Did you say they're just after people's money, or they don't really care about people? They just want people to just buy this and keep, so that when you now need money in the next 1 year, you sell, you can make more money from it.
Okay. You know, I'm not just starting today. I told you I resigned 2016.
Yeah.
So this is 2026. I'll be 10 years in real estate.
Yeah, that's a long time
right?
coming.
Now, there were some things that I also did in 2016 that I wouldn't do again in 2026. I've learned my lessons. And that is why getting a mentor is very important. Because some days I just go on the internet and I see young realtors promoting things that I know will lead them into trouble. Right? And if they had gotten a mentor, they won't still be making that mistake, because somebody like me would tell them that this part is a no-go area. So they are in their era of making their own mistake. Do you understand? But I'm 10 years in real estate. There are some things that I would not do again.
Wow.
You understand? Based on what I've seen, based on what I've learned, that's my advice.
Wow. Thank you for sharing that. So, personally, I'm a sales expert also.
Yeah.
And I know what trust actually means when it comes to getting people to buy something from you. So, over the years, how were you able to build trust with people to give you their hard-earned money to invest in any property or any investments?
You know, there was a day I was having a conversation with somebody. That person wanted to also join real estate, and she was like, "Oh, you are so good in real estate because you've been a banker before, and people, your former colleagues were the ones that first bought for you from you." And I said, "No, I fought my way in. And if you know me, you know that I'm as real as anything. And I would also let you know from the get-go, I thank God that I'm not suffering. And you would also know that this person is not suffering. You understand? So I'm not desperate for your sale. I let you know the way it is. If it is A, I'll tell you A. If it is B, I'll tell you B. And nothing pays you more than referrals. When people know you for who you are, they will say, go and meet Dami. If you want to hear the way it is, go and meet Dami. And that is what has been working for me. Most of the time, I told you that I've been very sick.
Yeah.
And I was not really active.
Yeah.
Did you notice?
Yeah, I did.
I was not really active, but I was making sales. My past work, even when I wasn't active, still works for me, still speaks for me. So when you let people know that we are in this thing together, well, I want to make money, but I'm not desperate to make money. So I will tell you the way it is. It is yours to decide if you want to go with it or you don't want to go with
So
it.
it's about saving them.
I'm telling you, I don't cajole. I don't cajole. I don't cajole people. Most of the time, if you are coming to me for the first time, you may even think that, this person, you don't want to make
I
sale.
want to make sales.
You know, the last house that I sold, the person was like, are you supporting the seller or you are supporting me? I said, well, I'm supporting you, but I love to tell you the truth. And later I was like, you will still love me, but you may not love me now. You understand? And now she loves me anyway.
Yeah.
You understand? So I don't cajole you. I tell you the way it is. If you will buy, you decide. If you will not buy, you would also decide.
Wow. Thank you for sharing that. So, for someone who is actually watching right now, let's say the person who actually wants to invest in real estate.
Okay.
So, what's the smartest move you advise the person to make?
It depends on your goal. What do you want to do? Do you want to buy it to live in? Do you want to buy it to make money? By making money, you can also buy it to live in and to sell it later. So there is no generic advice when it comes to real estate. I advise you based on your need. So I look for things, the offers that suits you the most. Some people, I have clients that are not willing to wait for 20 years. Those are premium clients. I want to turn over my 100 million naira. I want to get nothing less than 140 million naira in the next 2 years. We have something for them. Or I'm looking for a 50 million naira house I can pay for 50 years. You know, they are not the same.
Yeah, they're different.
We have something for you.
Okay.
Or I'm looking for a land that I can I can buy in my children's name.
Okay.
That's next generation now.
Yeah.
We have something for you. So it depends. I ask you, when you come to me, I don't just push to you. You do the talking, then I advise you. So there's no generic answer when it comes to real estate. We treat per customer, per client.
Okay. So before I go to the last section of the podcast, so I want to ask this question. Not really a question. So if you could command the attention of the whole world and you could advise everybody on something, what would that advice be?
You people show kindness. Be kind. A lot of people are going through difficult times. People are going through so many battles. Your words can heal. Sometimes people think that kindness requires money. Sometimes, hello, good morning, you look good, can be what that person needs that day. When you go online, some days, my husband knows, Sometimes I say, I have anxiety. I have anxiety. Sometimes I always say, which one is anxiety that you're always having? You understand? Sometimes I just want everybody to be good. I just can show kindness. Show kindness. It's part of the soft skills that I'm saying that people should have.
Wow.
I'm telling you, when we show kindness to ourselves, this world will be a better place.
Wow.
I'm telling you.
Wow, that's a very good advice. Thank you for that, man. So, the last section of this podcast, I'm going to run quick about it. So, I have some anonymous question here. I
Okay.
don't know who asked them, and I hope you can help us to answer them. So, the first question I have here says, "I've been married for 3 years. I love my husband, but I don't feel the same spark anymore. Should I be worried?"
Yes, now. She should be worried. And being worried means that he or she, she cares. She wants things to work. Do you understand? And sit down and communicate what's going on. Communication is very important. There was a time in Lagos Business School, one of my lecturers said, one of the things that will determine how far you go in life is your level of communication. He said, it's not even God. That is how good you can communicate. Because if you don't know how to communicate, you will not even know how to pray to God. So, I'm telling you, I
so
hear
profound.
people's problem or difficulties in marriage almost every day. And if you go deep down, it boils down to communication. When I tackle you, you tackle me. We are talking, I'm talking. That's not communication. Now, this question, do you think that if she sits her husband down and say, babe, do you notice that the spark between us is going down? If the other person is very sensible, we also listen and pay attention, and they will retrace their steps back, and they will figure it. It could be anything could have happened. It could be children that they now focus their attention on their children. They focus their attention on their finance. They focus their attention on family. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So many factors can contribute to that. But let them sit down and communicate. I mean, real communication.
All right, thank you very much for that. So the other question I have here says, "My name is Modupe. How can I communicate my need without sounding like I am complaining?" I think he also relates with the first question.
Your need, if you want to communicate your need, especially for women, most of the time, you assume that your man is an angel or Jesus Christ. So you assume that this person should know what is wrong with me now. And that's what I tell people, and this is the way it works for me. I tell my husband, I want this. I want spaghetti. It may not be spaghetti. I want parfait. Babe, I'm strong. Do you understand? You will need to communicate. It is only Jesus Christ that can read your mind. The second human being cannot read your mind. So anything that you are going through, then if you marry your friend, you know the Bible says they were naked, but they were not ashamed. Sometimes this generation, they tag that nakedness to just physical nakedness. No. Even you are financially naked. Career-wise, you are naked. Spiritually, you are naked and vulnerable. And vulnerability is not weakness. So you are naked in every sphere of life and you are not ashamed. This person is part of me. I discuss everything. Everything. I'm sure when you leave, I will still discuss you with my husband. Right? I discuss everything with my husband. I am naked. I am never ashamed. So, Modupe, learn to be vulnerable. Vulnerability is not weakness. State how you feel. And don't complain. Because for me too, I don't like people who complain or murmur. And if there is, and I also married somebody that does not like people who complain. So people, negativity is a no-no in my home.
Yeah.
You tell me the issue. Even my children, you don't cry. If you cry, I leave you forever to be crying. When you are done, you will articulate your thoughts.
Yourself.
What is wrong with you? Put your thoughts into words and articulate. If you cannot say it, you write it.
Wow.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So don't complain. Don't complain that I'm having a headache. What's making you to have a
Have a
headache?
day.
Sometimes, sometimes I check internet and I see so many negativity and I'm down. And I just tell my husband will ask you, when did this start? This being down, when did it start? So I trace it back. Oh, so it
What's
was when I
draining you?
saw this thing, that I saw this. So we are able to work it together and figure it out.
Wow.
I'm not just complaining that I'm sad. I'm sad. I'm sad. What was making
Making
you
you sad.
sad?
Oh.
Do you
Wow.
understand?
Well, thank you very much for that. The last question says, my marriage will be 7 years this year, July. I don't feel appreciated by my wife, even after giving her all she needs.
You know, sometimes you don't understand your spouse. You think you know what they need based on your own need. Now, in my head, a woman wants to feel safe. A woman wants to feel heard. A woman wants to feel secure. A woman wants to feel seen.
Yeah.
Now, in another man's head, they feel this woman need a dress. Oh, let me order things for her. Let me order good for her. Let me buy her a car. Is that what the woman needs that time? Do you understand?
I was able to identify the person's needs.
Identify what the person needs. Don't provide based on your own needs. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Sometimes we answer people's question based on our own question on our head, based on our own answer. You are not listening, you are not paying attention. You don't even, so sometimes the woman may not even need anything. I just need quality time.
Yeah.
I just need quality time. And you are spending, you are buying clothes for me. And when you now buy the clothes and you have traveled again, you will think that because I don't need the clothes, I need you. So the right thing for him to do is to sit the wife down and talk. Some men do not even know their wife's love language. So they feed them based on their own personal love language.
I think that's one thing a lot of people are getting wrong.
Do you understand? My love language is different. My husband's love language is different. My husband's, one of the most, his toughest love language is act of service. There is nothing he cannot do for you. There is nothing he cannot do for you. Now, I don't have strength, oh. Do you understand? My own love language is quality time. I just want peace around me. I just want us to gist. Now, if you are doing a lot,
You don't see it.
Sure, you will not sit down now so that we can. Do you understand? So the way I do it is that if you think about it, the act of service is doing it for me. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Now, by the time he's doing it, when he's done doing it, maybe he's tired. Me that I now want quality time. What will happen? So do you know what we do? That act of service, we do it together.
Wow.
The quality time, Oga no dey joke with it. Do you understand?
Yeah, I get that. Wow. Yeah, let me just run quick this last one. He said, I find myself moving from one job or switching career every time. How can I stay focused?
When you switch career, do you upgrade? Because normally when you switch career, it means that you are upgrading, or are you coming down?
Sometimes some people just want to something new is happening. Let me just
Let me move.
Let me jump into it. People are going here. Let me to go there.
Okay. You know, immediately you asked that question, it took me back to my childhood. I never loved to stay in one place for too long. I love to move. I get tired of something easily. So I would see my friends. They will move from one house to the other. And we have our own house. They were renting house. and I would be troubling my mother. Can you imagine that? I would trouble my mother that, why can't you also move? Why can't you also move from this environment to another environment? And my mom would say, this thing that you have, your friends that are moving around, they are praying to have it. Do you understand? Now, if you are also like, and that, I think that was what happened during my banking days too. I also, it was part of it. I also gave myself targets. By this time, I'm moving. Here, I've told my husband, the time we are moving. I'm on the go. What's the next? When we achieve this? But I'm not moving down.
Upgrade.
Up. Up. So I will not advise anybody to stay in a particular place forever. I'm not even in the right position to advise anybody. You move, but when you are moving,
Make sure you're going up.
make sure you are going up. Even if it's half an inch, make sure you are going up. But if this person is just moving and coming down, we need to pray. Abby, we need to pray. Then you also need to understand the purpose of God for your life. Understand the purpose of God for your life. When you are in alignment with the purpose of God for your life, you won't be moving zigzag. You'll be moving up.
Wow. Thank you so much. We've actually come to the very end of this episode. I must say that you are a woman full of God's wisdom, and I really thank you for your time. I'm sure everybody watching here today has learned one thing or the other. So I want to say a very big thank you to you, Mrs. Damilola Isola. It's really been an amazing time. So if you have gained so much value from this episode, I want you to do something before you go. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like this video, share it, and let us know what actually stood out for you from all this conversation. So I'm gonna see you in the next episode. Bye.